Hello everyone, I am Ananda Babu, Assistant Professor, Government College of Engineering, Bargur. Today we are going to see design of gearbox. We will start with why gearbox. As you know, gearbox is a transmission device through which we can get different speeds. Gearbox is having different sizes of gears so that by meshing different combination we will get different speeds. Is gearbox is really necessary? Without gearbox also we can get different speeds. Suppose we are using engine or motor as a drive. If we want to vary the speed, we can directly vary the engine or motor speed. How? If you want to vary the speed of the engine, what we can do? We have to vary the fuel supply to the engine so that we can vary the speed of the engine directly. In case of motor, if we vary the fuel supply, the motor speed is vary. So by this way also without gearbox, we can get different speed or variable speed. But the problem is whether we get the required torque or power on slow speeds. If you want to operate the engine lesser speeds, whether we will get the required torque or power. No, we will not get the required torque or power on lesser speeds. So if you see the graph between torque and speed or power and speed of the engine, torque is increasing with speed up to certain limit, that is called as rated torque. Then it start to decrease. So engine torque is directly proportional to speed. Don't confuse this concept with gearbox. Engine is producing the power, but the gearbox is converting the torque and the speed ratio. If the power supply to the gearbox is constant, then product of speed and torque is constant. From that we will surely know speed is inversely proportional to torque in case of gearbox. But in engine, torque is directly proportional to speed up to certain limit. Clear? Then types of gearbox. First one is sliding mesh gearbox. Here you can see the combination of gear pair is altered by means of disengaging, engaging by means of sliding action. Engagement and disengagement is obtained by sliding motion. It is possible only with spur gear because spur gear is having the teeth parallel to its rotating shaft axis. So we can easily disengage or engage by sliding action. But if you want to use helical gears, this is not possible. Helical gear is having some teeth, so sliding action is not possible. So only we are using constant mesh gearbox. Here you can see in this diagram the gear pairs are constantly meshed, but the output shaft is not connected to these gear pairs. Connection is only possible with clutches. If you want a particular speed, that particular gear pair is connected to output shaft by means of dog clutch. So by this we will get the transmitted power. Then CVT. CVT means continuous variable transmission. This is different. Nowadays CVT is very much widely used. Then progression. What progression is followed to obtain different speeds? The progression means the relationship between successive speeds. That is, ni plus 1 is in what way it is connected to ni. If it is arithmetic progression, ni plus 1 equals to ni plus some constant value x. So by this way we will get successive speeds. If the number of speeds obtained by means of arithmetic progression means it has some demerits, like speed loss is high and the gearbox is not compact in size. So arithmetic progression is not used. So only we are going to geometric progression. Geometric progression, ni plus 1 equals to ni multiples of some constant x value. That constant value is known as step ratio. It is denoted as pi. n2 by n1, n3 by n2 equals to pi. To obtain pi value, the formula used is nmax by nminimum equals to pi power n minus 1. By this formula, we can find step ratio phi. Nmax, nminimum they will give, and then small n denotes number of speeds. Next, we will see one problem. Here, the problem is design 9-speed gearbox for a speed range of 180 rpm to 1800 rpm. The input speed to the gearbox is 1320 rpm. This is a problem. Here, they asked to design 9-speed gearbox. So, small n is 9. Then speed range they given 180 rpm to 1800 rpm. N minimum equals to 180 rpm, N max equals to 1800 rpm. So how to proceed this problem? If you want to design a gearbox means it has some steps. What are all the steps? We can see. First, we have to find step ratio, that is pi, and then number of speeds. This is the first step. Second, structural formula. Third, speed diagram or ray diagram. Then fourth one, kinematic layout. Then last, we have to find number of teeth on each gear. So these are all the five steps. We will see one by one. First, step ratio. For finding step ratio, what is the formula we have to use? Formula is n max by n minimum equals to pi power n minus 1. So here n max equals to 1800 rpm, n minimum equals to 180 rpm, the small n number of speed equals to 9. So substituting all these value, we will get pi equals to 1.333. Then we have to find number of speeds. From the step ratio, we have to find number of speeds. So finding number of speeds, it has two ways. One is we can directly multiply step ratio to the previous speeds to get next speeds. This is the one procedure. Suppose we want to find n2 means we have to multiply pi with n1, we will get n2. This is the one procedure. Another procedure is we can directly pick preferred numbers from data book, PSG data book. Here you can see 4 columns. One is R5, R10, R20, R40. Then corresponding pi values equals to given 1.6, 1.25, 1.12, 1.06. These are all standard step ratio numbers. Our obtained value is 1.333. So we have to check our obtained step ratio with these preferred numbers. It will fit into these numbers or not. So 1.33 is not given. So then we have to check these preferred numbers, whether these preferred numbers will fit into our value or not. So 1.6, first 1.6, it is definitely greater than 1.338, so it will not fit. Then 1.25, so 1.25 is less than 1.33, so it will, whether we can check it will fit or not. So multiples of 1.25, it is not fit, so we can neglect. Then 1.12, multiples of 1.12, this is also not fit into our value 1.333, so we can neglect these two. Then we can check 1.06, multiples of 1.06, in 5 times it will give 1.338, so it is almost equals to 1.333 our value. So 1.06 is fitting into our value, so we can select R40 series. So finding number of speeds, we have to choose R40 series. First speed, always the given speed, n minimum 180 rpm. Then n2, for finding n2, how to find? So we can see the table, first value is 1.80 is the given, so we can take it as 180 rpm. Then second value, how to check, find the second value? So multiples of 1.06, how many times? 5 times. So we have to select the number from 180 rpm, fifth number. So we are skipping 4 values. Fifth number is 2.36. So we can write 236. N2 equals to 236. Then N3, from 236, fifth number is 3.15. So 315 is third speed. From 3.15, fifth value is N4. Like that, we can find number of speeds. 9 speeds they asked, so 9 speed we will find. If the table is finished, the last value, we can start with first value. Suppose last value is finished means, then we are coming from 1.00 means 1000, 1.06 means 1060. Like that we will select. Then structural formula. Structural formula is P1 in bracket x1, P2 in bracket x2, P3 in bracket x3, P4 and so on. How many stage we will use? That much stage it will go. P1. P1 means it denotes corresponding number of gears in corresponding stage, not gears, gear pairs. How many gear pairs are available in each stage? P1 means first stage, how many gear pairs are available. Suppose if we want 6 speed means 6 speed, and how many stage it will obtain means 2 stage we will get. In first stage we will use 3 gear pairs, second stage 2 gear pairs. So multiples of 3 cross 2, we will get 6 speeds. First stage we are using 3 gear pairs, second stage we are using 2 gear pairs. So P1 means 3, P2 means 2. Suppose we want 9 speed gearbox means we will get it in 2 stage. First stage we will put 3 gear pairs, so P1 is 3. In second stage we will put 3 gear pairs, so P2 is 3. P1 3, P2 is 3. Suppose if we want 18 speed gearbox, we will obtain it in 3 stage. First stage we will put 3 gear pairs. Second stage we will put 3 gear pairs. Third stage we will put 2 gear pairs. So multiplying 3 cross 3 cross 2, we will get 18 speeds. So this is a P1, P2, P3. So next, X1, X2, X3. So X1, X2, X3 means what it is means? The number of speed available in previous stage. That is X1 means it's correspond to first shaft. The number of speed available to the first shaft is 1 because we are using only one drive. So from that one drive, it is always constant speed drive. Motor is running at constant speed means it is one speed. It will give only one speed. So x1 is 1 always. x2 means number of speed available in previous stage to the particular shaft. If x2 means x2 second stage, how many speeds are available? So we are using first stage 3 gear pairs in 6 to obtain 6 speeds. We are using 2 stage. First stage we are using 3 gear pairs. So by means of 3 gear pairs, we are obtaining 3 different speed to the second stage. So second stage, how many speeds are available? That is x2, which is equals to p1 value 3. So x2 is p1. X3 is how many different type of speeds obtained to the third stage. To the third stage means up to second stage, how many different speeds are available, which is equals to multiplies of p1 dot p2 and so on. We will get number of stage x1, x2, x3, x4. So clear? So P1 is denotes number of gears available on particular stage. X1 denotes number of speeds available to the particular stage. Then speed diagram or ray diagram. So how to draw speed diagram or ray diagram? We will see. So we have drawn some table. It has horizontal lines and also vertical lines. Vertical lines denotes number of shaft. Here 3 vertical lines. So we are using 3 shaft to obtain 2 stage. For obtaining 2 stage, we have to use 3 shaft. So we are drawn 3 vertical lines with equal spacings. Then horizontal lines denotes number of speeds required. Here in this problem is they asked you to design 9-speed gearbox. So we are drawn 9 horizontal lines at equal space. Then we are written structural formula. To obtain 9-speed gearbox, structural formula is 3 in bracket 1, 3 in bracket 3. Then in right side, we are written number of speeds starting with 180 rpm to 1800 rpm. Then we have to select the point A. It is equals to n minimum always. To draw the ray diagram, we are always come from second stage, third shaft. So we have to place the point A, which is equals to n minimum. Then we have to place the second point in how many intervals. How many points is denoted as it is outside the bracket. The 3 number is given. It denotes how many points we have to place. In bracket they have given some number. It denotes how many space we have to give. So here 3 in bracket 3 means we have to place 3 points at the interval of 3 points. So from A, third point is 425. We will denote it as B. From B, third point is 1000 rpm. We will denote it as C. So we are placed 3 points at the interval of 3 points. These are all the 3 speeds. So we have to select for these 3 points. We have to select the input. So how to select the input for these 3 points or 3 speeds? It has some criteria. The criteria is n minimum by n input should always greater than 1 by 4. Then n max by n minimum, n max by n input is always less than 2. Based on these 2 criteria, we have to select n input. Here n max is among these 3 points. Maximum value is 1000. Then minimum is 180 rpm. To satisfy these two conditions, n input is chosen as 560 rpm. 560 rpm is satisfying these two conditions. Always remember, for shortcut, n input is selected based on that. For n max 1000 rpm, n minimum 180 rpm, middle point is 425. So we will select the point which is just above to the middle point. 560 is just above to the middle point 425. So if we select 560 means it will definitely, not definitely, it will probably satisfy these two criteria. So D is chosen as 560 rpm. Then we have to connect the points C and D by means of straight line. CD straight line. Then we have to connect A and D by straight line. Similarly B and D. Okay. So second stage is over. So we have to go to first stage. So first stage, so we have to how we can put A, B, C. Likewise, we have to put points D, E, F. So in first stage, the structural formula is 3 in bracket 1. So we have to place 3 points at the intervals of 1. So we have to place at the intervals of 1. We have to place 3 points D, E, F. Then we have to give input to these 3 points D, E, F. Now this is the last one. So we have to directly give the drive speed. The problem they given us input speed is 1320. So we can directly select the point input 1320. So we can connect input to F, input to E, input to D. Clear? Then what we have to do is we have to connect the remaining speed to the particular points. So next, parallel to AD, from E we have to draw the line. Then parallel to AD or DA, from F we have to draw the line. Then parallel to DB, from E we have to draw the line. Parallel to DB, from F we have to draw the line. Clear? Then parallel to DC, from E we have to draw the line. Parallel to DC, from F we have to draw the line. So now all the speeds are connected to previous speeds. Once again, parallel to DA, we have to draw the line from E. Parallel to DA, we have to draw the line from F. Then parallel to DB, we have to draw the line from E. Parallel to DB, we have to draw the line from F. Parallel to DC, we have to draw the line from E. Parallel to DC, we have to draw the line from F. Now all the speeds are connected to previous stage speeds. This is a procedure to draw the ray diagram. Next, kinematic arrangement. Here To obtain 9 speeds, we are using 2-stage gearbox. 2-stage gearbox, we have to use 3 shafts, each shaft 3 gears. First stage, 135 gears are closely connected, it's one setup. In second stage, in shaft 2, 246 gears are placed in some intervals. So 135 is grouped, 246 is placed at some distance. So that the 135 group is slided to left means gear 1 and 2 are connected, all others are disconnected. If it is in center position means the gear pair 3, 4 are connected, all others are disconnected. If we slide 1, 3, 5 to right side means 5 and 6 are connected, all others are disconnected. So the gears 1, 3, 5 group is designed to slide over the shaft 1. So the connection is made by splined shaft. 1, 3, 5 are connected to shaft 1 by means of splined setup. And gear 2, 4, 6 are no need to slide. So it is rigidly connected to shaft 2. Then second stage, shaft 2 to shaft 3, same 3 gear pairs are used. We are naming 3 gear pairs. 7 and 8 is one pair, 9, 10, 11, 12. The gear group, similarly, the gear group 7, 9, 11 is designed to slide in the shaft 2 by means of splined setup. And gears 8, 10, 12 are placed at some distance and it is connected rigidly to shaft 3. This is the kinematic arrangement to obtain 9 speeds. Then we have to find number of teeth on each gear. How to find number of teeth on each gear? It has some criteria or equation. So to find the number of teeth on each gear, we will use two criteria. One is Z1 by Z2, which is equals to N2 by N1. The ratio of number of teeth equals to reciprocal of ratios of the speeds. Here Z1 by Z2, which is equals to, there ulta is coming, N2 by N1. This is one equation. Second equation is Z1 plus Z2, that is the total number of teeth on particular pair, which is equals to Z3 plus Z4. This is another pair, total number of teeth on another pair, but it is in same group. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, both are in same group, in same stage, which is equals to Z plus Z6. So total number of teeth on each pair equals to its adjacent pairs in the same group. This is the one criteria or equation. First one is this one, second one is this one. So by using these two equations, we will find number of teeth. And last criteria also there. This is the most important to avoid clashing. To ensure proper disengagement and engagement, this is very important. Minimum teeth difference between adjacent gear equals to 4. Here adjacent gears are 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 5, 4 and 6. These are all adjacent gears. So we have to maintain the teeth different should be greater than equals to 4 to avoid clashing. So adjacent gears are 1 and 3. So difference between Z1 and Z3 should be greater than or equal to 4. Similarly 3, 5. So difference between these two gears, number of teeth should be greater than or equal to 4. Then we have to assume the speeds to each gear. From ray diagram we will assume from ray diagram we will select any particular speed to the stage 2. So we will select D point 560 rpm. So 560 rpm is given to stage 2. So from stage 2 we are converting it to 3 different speeds: 180 rpm, 420 rpm, 1000 rpm. So shaft 2 is running at, we are assuming shaft 2 is running at 560 rpm. So by these three combination we are obtaining 3 different speeds, that is 180 rpm, 425 rpm, 1000 rpm. From the kinematic arrangement we will know by combination of which pair we will get 180 rpm. 180 rpm is least one. So how we will get least speed? Definitely by meshing 11th and 12th gear, because 11th gear is small, driven gear is small, driver gear is small, driven gear is big, means we will get very low speeds, or otherwise output shaft we will see which one is bigger size gear, 12th one. So by this only we will get very smallest speed. Very smallest speed means here 180 rpm. So 180 rpm is assumed to 12th gear. So N12 equals to 180 rpm. Then among these three gears, 8, 10, 12, which one is smallest size? 10th one. So for 10th gear we are assuming highest speed. So here highest speed is 1000 rpm. So 1000 rpm is assumed to 10th gear. N10 equals to 1000 rpm. So leftover is 8th gear. It is assumed to 420 rpm. At the time shaft 2 is rotating the same speed 560 rpm. So N7, N9, N11 equals to 560 rpm. Then based on this criteria, Z11 by Z12 equals to N12 by N11. So by this criteria, here N12 known, N11 known, Z11, Z12 we don't know. So two unknown is there. By one equation we will not find two unknowns. So what we have to do is we have to assume the number of teeth to any gear, not any gear, the smallest gear, because we will know the minimum teeth on the gear should be greater than or equal to 18. Here the smallest in this group, smallest gear is 11. So we have to assume Z11 equals to 20, which is greater than or equal to greater than 17. So we will assume Z11 equals to 20. Substituting Z11, N12, N11 value, we will find Z12. So Z12 equals to 62.22. So rounded off to next value or before value, whatever we can do, which we will get 63. So now we find one pair Z11, Z12. Then next pair Z7, Z8. By using Z7 by Z8 equals to N8 by N7 formula or equation, we will find Z7, Z8. Here also same, two unknowns but one equation. Like previous stage, we should not assume Z7 or Z8. So we have to use another formula. The total number of teeth on the successive pairs is constant. So Z7 plus Z8 equals to Z11 plus Z12 equals to Z9 plus Z10, which is equals to, we already find one pair. So one gear 20 plus 63, 20 plus 63, 83. So by using these two formulas, we will now find Z7, Z8. We have to assume number of teeth to one gear only. At particular group, we have to assume number of teeth to one and one gear only. That is smallest gear, Z11. So for next finding next successive pairs, we will not assume. Instead of that, we will use these formulas. The total number of teeth on the successive pairs is constant. Now we find Z7, Z8. Similarly, we will find Z9, Z10. Now we are listed number of teeth on each gears on second stage. Z7 equals to 35, we get. Z8 equals to 63. Z9 53. Z10 30. Z11 20. Z12 63. These are all the values we got. Then we have to check the important criteria. The minimum teeth difference between adjacent gears should be greater than or equal to 4. So we have to check whether it's satisfying this important condition. It is satisfying this condition. If not, means we have to multiply it to 2 until it gets the it satisfies this condition. We have to multiply 2, 3 like that. For stage 1, the above same procedure is repeated. Like the smallest speed is assumed to bigger size gears. Here, for first stage, the speeds are 560 rpm, 750 rpm, 1000 rpm, and the input speeds are 1320 rpm. The shaft 1 is rotating at 1320 rpm, and by these 3 gears 2, 4, 6, we are obtaining 3 speeds 560, 560, 750, 1000 rpm. Smallest speed is assumed to bigger size gear, and biggest speed, highest speed is assumed to smaller size gear. Okay. So N6 is 560 rpm, N2 is 750 rpm, N4 is 1000 rpm. We are assumed speeds to each gear. Then shaft 1 is designed to run same speeds. So shaft 1 gears. Shaft 1 gears means 135. So N1, N3, N5 all are equals to 1320 rpm. By the same procedure what we used in stage 2, stage 1 gears, for stage 1 gears number of teeth on each gears are finding out. By the formula speed versus number of teeth relationship formula, and the total teeth of gear pair in a group is constant. By using these two criteria you have to find. Thank you.